won the second game, so it's 1-1 in the finals here, and it's the Celeste pick Adagio. Looks like it's going to be a Finn. I expect there to be a Kestrel pick here for G2, and I assume actually here GankStars Cerberus will probably go for the Samuel pick.
Oh, excellent analysis, claiming what you think they're going to pick as they actually lock it in. But that Fortress coming out as the final pick for G2. This is a pick that G2 has run multiple times, even going back to the live championships. They've run it a few times here in the season as well. It's sort of become almost like a G2 specialty. We'll see if they can make it work. I'm curious as to if it will actually be the carry Fortress, and it's on Dark Potato. So it looks like we will have our jungle Fortress finally coming out. Unfortunately, it's on the game that boys back at the lair aren't going to be seeing.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd to have a carry Fortress being locked in. Haven't seen it that much. Assume it's going to be sort of on-hit Fortress. Do you build a Storm Crown? Do you build an Aftershock on this Fortress?
I feel like there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. I personally really like Aftershock, Broken Myth, and then maybe a Frostburn or a Shatterglass, and finishing off with a Clockwork as a fourth item. I know for myself and Humanist, the Crystal Fortress with a weapon Vox will always have a soft spot in our hearts, but I personally really love the Crystal Fortress. I think it's actually a really, really strong pick, and we'll see if they can make it work. Right now, Dingo is eating a lot of damage, though.
He is. And GankStars Cerberus, you have to say, have the more traditional lineup at the moment with the Samuel, with Celeste as well. A lot of crystal power on their side, though, so do need to be a little bit cautious. There's a cripple onto Redix. Irakizoya looking for a bit more damage with those Helios. One more connection might be enough to take down Redix, but won't be able to get it. And GankStars Cerberus just happy to push G2 out of their jungle.
And they are able to find themselves an opportunity to perhaps get a lead here in the lane, as Redix is going to have to be playing very, very cautiously for the next few moments. But as far as the start of this game, nothing really too out of the ordinary aside from the picks.
Not really the most...
Dark Potato gonna go for a Storm Crown?
Yeah, man. That's what I was saying. On hit, Storm Crown Aftershock. 100% the build that you want.
Well, I don't know if that's the build I would necessarily want, but it can definitely work. Obviously, I mean, Storm Crown is just kind of in a point right now where you put it on any jungler and it can work just because it gives you significantly faster clear speeds. It's just a matter of how useful it ends up being as you get later into the game and the team fights start becoming an important factor. I feel like Fortress is such a presence in the team fights that you want to itemize a little bit more towards that aspect of his abilities.
I think it's on-hit build seems to be the way of the world at the moment, especially with Storm Crown being what it is as an item. And Dark Potato will get that Storm Guard and will be building up towards the crown. Dingo on that Romodage almost got his fountain. Netwiller is building up that way as well. And Iraqi and Techno just crystal bits ahoy for them. Iraqi will upgrade towards that heavy prism, and Techno just says, nah, I just want these crystal bits, man. Just got to get the gold efficiency early on.
So believe it or not, there are 3 paths that I can see Dark Potato doing here. And one of them is selling off the attack speed and going full crystal from this point. The other is picking up an alternating current. I feel like that would be the weakest of the 3 options. The third is going into a weapon-powered fortress.
Yes, maybe. I hope it's not a weapon power fortress.
I would love to see a weapon power fortress. I don't think it's going to. I think it'd be more effective than an alternating current fortress. But I do think that the crystal fortress is just significantly stronger. But right now, Dingo going to be in trouble after they already picked up a kill earlier onto Redix.
Yeah, took out Redix underneath that turret. It's the power of Samuel with the poke you can get down. How do you feel about running the Samuel jungle here and Irakizoya taking the Celeste in lane? We have seen a few Celeste jungles popping up here and there.
Well, they are gonna. I mean, the Celeste jungle usually comes out when you have something like a Samuel or a Vox on the team as well. It does have some pretty decent clear speeds, not obviously the best, but it's all about just getting to the late game when it really doesn't matter who's jungling, who's laning. So that's really why the Jungle Celeste does come out and does still end up working for teams that do run it when they do.
Well, GankStars Cerberus definitely trying to make it work for themselves. Minion Mine does go across to G2 as you'd expect. It looks like Techno JJ is taking his own as well. So it will equalize once again, and it'll be probably about 700 gold disadvantage at the moment for G2. They have fallen behind. Dark Potato needs to get towards that, Aftershock or full Storm Crown, whatever he really wants to build. Just he needs to get towards an item before they're really going to be able to do too much fighting.
Looks like it is going to be the Storm Crown as the first item, like just rushing straight towards it. The Aftershock, I feel like if you're going to go for Aftershock, you get a little bit of Crystal first. There's the Storm Crown, going to be finished for Dark Potato, so obviously the jungle clear speed is going to be rather impressive. We'll see if they can do anything with this fight, though.
We will, going for the fight, going to see how much damage they can get down. A great Oblivion hits up all three members. G2 can't do much here at all, even through the fortified health with the attack of the pack. Dingo's going to go down as well. GankStars Cerberus with the first ace of the game, only 5 minutes in.
That Oblivion was devastating, hitting all three members of G2. There's no reflex blocks yet. And with Dark Potato having gone for the Storm Crown, like that makes him actually rather ineffective in a team fight. The Storm Crown does significantly less damage to heroes than it does to minions. And so with that being the only item in the inventory against this double crystal composition, they were able to just tear through the health bars of G2.
That they were, and it's just so powerful when you can get it to connect at the right times, and they're hitting perfect spikes as well. Double Broken Myth finished, one on both of those carries. Net Toilet has his fountain, almost hit that level 6 as well, about halfway there. If he can get there soon, this is so strong for GankStars Cerberus, and they can look to push up those turrets even further.
Well, I mean, if they can find another fight, I mean, obviously it's going to be tough to find another 3-man Oblivion like that, but if they do manage to find another fight this early in the game, it can cause a devastating lead that is extremely difficult to come back from. Looks like they're looking for one right now.
That they are. Redix and Dingo just trying to work out how they can approach this situation. Techno JJ will catch out a scout trap. G2 are just they're definitely on the back foot. They're not quite out of this game yet. It is a 2,000 gold disadvantage, but Waves will push up into them, and GankStars Cerberus can only take around a little bit of this jungle away.
Going to be trying to find any advantages they can after getting an ace like that. The momentum is absolutely huge. You have to be feeling confident. You have to be careful that you don't get too confident, because they are able to pull in Dark Potato.
Yeah, Dark Potato has to try and get away. He does get the fountain. There's the attack of the pack as well. GankStars Cerberus should disengage this now. Redix coming in from the side onto Net Toilet will put a little bit of hurt down on towards that Finn, but it's not enough to cripple him. It definitely won't take him down at the moment. Just love taps more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they are just going to rotate back up to the lane. The problem that I could see G2 having here with this fortress is both Celeste and Samuel are going to be rather strong at taking out those wolves when they're used. And so if Attack of the Pack is not used in the middle of a fight, like if you try and use it to engage, which you do end up seeing a lot of fortresses try and do, then they're just going to be able to kite backwards, kill those wolves, and then re-engage the fight themselves. So it could be a very tough situation for Dark Potato to try and really have an impact on this game.
It could. Net Toilet's looking to see if he can catch someone out with a Force Accord. Not up yet, of course. 10 seconds left on it now. It was 17 when I originally looked. And then 7 seconds passed while I was talking. And now it's up. So, well done. That's Force Accord is up. Dingo might get caught out here. Helio doesn't connect. The core collapse does, though, and Net can just chuck out that Force Accord. Here it comes, and it hits onto Redix. That's a better target. You can take that instead of the roam any day. Techno JJ trying to get the damage down. The fountain comes out, though. GankStars Cerberus looking for a bit of a chase here. Dingo takes a bit of hurt as well. Here comes the one-shot, one-kill onto Net. Not the target they wanted. Dark Potato will jump in with the truth of the tooth. And will go down low. Net will be the first to fall. There's Oblivion. Doesn't quite connect. Techno JJ and Arakizo just trying to work out if they can continue with this fight. They decide they don't want to for now. And G2 will disengage.
And they had a really good opportunity to find a kill early on in that. But fortunately, the Solar Storm from Irakizura went wide. Didn't hit the target. And so they were unable to find that early kills. And credit to G2, able to then answer with a kill of their own instead, and keeping themselves very much in this game. It is a 2,000 gold lead. as a result of, just the farm advantage that they were able to pick up earlier in the game and that turret going down. But it's definitely not a lead that is just going to be snowballed, purely off of that first fight, as G2 showing that they still have plenty of fight left in them.
They definitely do. They're trying to work out if they can fight around this gold mine at the moment, and it's a very close sort of situation for them. If they're able to get a good fight off, they can definitely take out the kills. But Reddick's getting called out off towards the top side here. What's the called will come out from net to elect. They're going to pull him in. There's the burst. Reddick's goes so low. Burst is the lock up. GankStars Cerberus though, and now Reddick's can get the damage off from the sidelines. Does get the shutdown onto Techno JJ. The one shot, one kill will connect onto Net. Dark Potato onto Iraqi will take him out as well. And Net's going to fall. It's a counter ace here for G2. Reddick's and Dark Potato doing all the work. And Dark Potato actually gets the ace for himself.
Reddick somehow managing to survive through that. He got pulled in with the Force Accord over the wall, stunned by a core collapse, but then didn't really take much damage after that. Was able to get away, get on the other side of the wall, and start firing off glimmer shots, while the rest of his teammates did, took care of the front lining for him. So great job by G2, and just like that, we've got ourselves a very close game.
That we have, it's Stormcrown Aftershock Fortress as well, which is a site I can't remember ever having seen. It's not the weapon power fortress that you were hoping and praying for, but still an incredibly aggressive fortress build.
Yeah, it's going to be very aggressive. I would expect Broken Myth to still come out from Dark Potato as well, just because when you do start getting those bleed stacks going with Broken Myth stacks, like that percent chunk just ends up becoming massive if you can get them off. So they're going to be continuing to just kind of feel good about the way that they're playing at the moment. 4 to 5 on the kills, still in favor of GankStars, but the gold is pretty much evened out. As well, G2, they're going to be looking for a potential fight here.
Going to be a big fight going on, and Dingo goes low. Solar Storm comes out there. The Helios as well. GankStars Cerberus may get the second counter ace of this game. Dark Potato is going to go low, fighting up against Techno JJ, but a great kill for him off towards the side. Redix tries to take out Techno, will get him down, but will fall, and it's another counter ace. These teams don't deal in half measures.
And after the, this series had been relatively low kill up to this point, but they have really come out swinging here in game number 3. Both teams just laying it all out on the line. GankStars getting the better of G2 for the second time this game. And, well, that is going to mean a second turret going down. So GankStars, when they've gotten these aces, they've gotten just a little bit more off of them than what G2 was able to do when they got their ace earlier on. So it's why the gold lead has started to grow in favor of GankStars Cerberus.
Deciding that they want to take this game by the scruff of the neck and try and win it out. Now, Net needs to be landing these Force Accords. There is a Crucible on Dingo and an Aegis on Redix. Dark Potato has himself a Reflex block to try and block them out a little bit more as well. That's exactly what he'll want to do. The question's got to be, what can GankStars do? Can they close this out from here, or are they going to lose 2-1 in the final week of this Evil 8 split?
That's the answer that we will be... the question that we will be answering.
Or the answer that we'll be questioning. No?
I don't know.
Nah, indeed.
I was going to comment on it, and then it looked like they were starting a fight, so I was going to let you handle that, but then they just kind of backed off, and it was awkward, and...
Well, it's fine. It's fine. No fight started apart from with this gold mine, and he can't fight that dirty as he should get taken out here by GankStars. G2 looking for something. There's the one-shot, one kill. Not going to connect onto the gold mine. Dingo gets forced back by the Malice and Verdict. Net actually takes quite a bit of damage from the gold mine because Techno and Iraqi were pushing back G2, but we'll be happy enough to do that if they get the gold mine, which they do, and it's a great job.
I feel like that'd be a fun April Fool's joke, because if, like, in casual games on April Fool's, every so often the gold mine just has the strength of Kraken.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean...
you just go to start Kraken, just like, oh god, why are we dying?
Well, I'm trying to think of what other good April Fools there would be. Like, You pick a hero, and it's obviously not in ranks because I feel you can't mess with people's ranks.
You can't make an April Fool's
community will get angry. But like you pick a hero, and then your skills get randomly swapped with another hero's skills.
That'd be terrifying.
But you're still playing like Celeste. Like the coding for that would be absolutely awful. But like you're playing Celeste, and you try and like force to chord someone, and it's just like Solar Storm comes out, but actually pulls people back towards you. I don't know how you'd code that. It'd be amazing.
I don't think that would be. That one would just be more confusing than anything. I like how I know last year they released fake patch notes that was like bringing back all of the heroes when they were the most overpowered. I really wanted that to be like an actual game mode that could be played like just for that weekend or something. But I think that would be a lot of fun too.
Wasn't there didn't they tease a hero as well? I can't remember his name. Like
Corpus.
Krampus?
Corpus.
Corpus, that's the one.
The goat, the undead goat. That was actually a little bit even before my time with Vainglory. It was shortly before I had really started getting into the game, but it was around enough that I am aware of it, and it was a pretty hilarious concept. But every year there seems to be some Corpus threads popping up around, but we'll see. We still got quite a ways to go before they really start worrying about April Fool's jokes at Super Evil, but for now, it is going to be focusing on this game right here, this Kraken, 15.5 minutes in.
Yeah, good double cripple onto Dingo and Dark Potato. There's the Oblivion as well. Dingo's dead. Dark Potato tries to get into the back line, but the Solar Storm will spell his doom, and Redix cannot escape from the Helios. It's an ace for GankStars Cerberus, and it looks like Irakizawa is going to go and push that turret in, and NetToilet and Techno JJ will focus on the Kraken.
Beautiful fight from GankStars. Just, you really can't, picture a fight much better than that. Iraqi Zoro untouched on the back line, gets some stacks of Broken Myth up, throws out his Solar Storm that just blows through the entire team of G2. Meanwhile, Techno JJ and NetToilet frontlining, and just a very, very clean ace here. Gonna secure, like you said, that turret, and Iraqi actually clears out the jungle before joining his team. Doesn't actually get any contribution to capturing the Kraken, but the Kraken is unleashed nonetheless.
Deep peasy and lemon squeezy. They get the Kraken, and they can look for the push as well. They are only 3,000 gold ahead, but with the Kraken pushing in, it should be pretty easy for them to start to close out this game, especially since they've only got the crystal turrets to get their way through. Now, how do you defend this if you're G2? What do you need to do to win this out? You just need to try and stay alive more than anything else, because they've been struggling at that. There's a Helio onto Dingo. A second one comes down as well. Dark Potato with the attack of the pack. There's the Force Accord. We'll pull Dark Potato in. Good stun. Dark Potato trying to get onto the back line, but he just can't do enough. Redix now going to get taken low as well. There's the Oblivion, blocks it out, but can't block out the Cribble afterwards. Redix, actually, they thought they had him, and they don't. So Techno's going to try and chase him down here. They will leave Irakizawa to try and push in with this Kraken. He can take out Dingo pretty quickly, but the Kraken needs to be doing work on those turrets. Looking for the chase. Helio's connecting. They still haven't killed. But they have. They have now. They have got Redix eventually, and that will be the game. GankStars Cerberus going to take it 2-1 over G2 here with a great push in the final game. Dark Potato is back alive, but with the Kraken pushing in, I don't really think there's anything he can do. The crystal will fall, and it will be GankStars Cerberus 2-1 over G2.
Dark Potato does get a consolation kill after the crystal goes down, but fortunately, that is after the game is over. It doesn't even count on the stats, as he does finish 4-5-1. Did his best to make the fortress work, but unfortunately, just not having enough power to overcome the now 3 consecutive Evil 8 weekend victories for GankStars Cerberus.
GankStars Cerberus doing a superb job. That's it from us. I've been Sona, and I've been joined by Tasty Bacon, and this has been week 3 of Split 2 of the Evil 8 here in Europe. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the challenge battles next week.